Well, you've seen us use MFM hard drive emulators before here on Forgotten Machines, but we're going to try something different. Much different. Well, alright, a little bit different. Previously to now, we have used exclusively David Gesswein's MFM emulator. This is his latest revision C of the emulator reader that he provides. As you can see, pdp8online.com/MFM. That's where you can get details on these particular emulators, and I have used them exclusively for the last 5 years, and I like them very much. Open source, David provides fantastic support. I have nothing but good things to say about this. Now, of course, there's some scenarios for which it isn't working, and David always works diligently with me, and I know with many other folks, to get those things worked through to find out what the issue is and upgrade his code so that can work. We're going to take just a little bit of a look at this right here. This is his interface board with the MFM ST506 interface here, and so this is for emulation. This looks just like a physical hard drive. And for reading, we have these two ports right here, where the cables simply plug right in to this and go right to the hard drive, the 20 and the 34. Likewise, the 20 and the 34 for emulation, the 20 and the 34 for reading. I think I did that backwards, 20 and 34. There you go. Now, we're not going to go too deep into this because we're just going to do, well, quite frankly, an unboxing on something different. But anyway, just suffice it to say that this device is fantastic. It runs on a BeagleBone Black or BeagleBone Green. I have an older BeagleBone Black attached to the board. The BeagleBone Green looks like this. You can get these from David. If we look on his website, we can see the exact price that you can get them from, either the boards by themselves, partially assembled, fully assembled, and then with or without the BeagleBone Green, which is what he currently offers now, because the BeagleBone Black has been not discontinued, but it's more expensive, harder to find, and the BeagleBone Green, less expensive, works just as well. We're going to get to that in a future video because I have some things to learn about the green versus the black. But we're not going to go into that right now. What we're going to go into is something completely different. It's for the first time me trying a different MFM hard drive emulator with the ST506 interface, we hope. This is the DREM, and it comes from Porta One in Canada. And this just arrived not long ago. Didn't realize what it was until I had opened it up, because I order lots of things. And as soon as I opened it up, I said, oh, we're saving this, because I want to open this up on camera. That's right, we are going to do an unboxing on this fantastic little device. So while I've opened the cover, I haven't disturbed anything that's inside once I realized what it was. So here it is. I already sliced the tape right here. Let's open it up and see what we have. Excellent. Very nicely packed. It's in a box that seems to be the right size for the device, it appears. And let's pull out what probably is the main device. And I imagine that that is right here. Let's get the, some scissors. Scissors are always good. And let's see here. Most excellent. Here it is, the DREM, and it's packed in, well, the anti-static Mylar shielding bag, but as you can see, it's been cut from a bag that was larger, as evidenced by the fact that the sides are cut unevenly here as well as here, but should be just as effective. So that's just an observation. Let's have a look at this thing right here. Wow. So we have a battery backup, evidently, which seems to be important. There's the website on that particular device. We have ports here that seem to be very extra. Now, I need to point out that this is designed not to be just an MFM emulator, but also a floppy drive emulator at the same time, simultaneously. So it's designed to do more. For the price, I would hope so. But we're just going to do lots of experiments with this and lots of comparisons and understand. We'll just give a good comparison between this and David Gesswein's MFM reader emulator. But for now, we're just going to look at what we have here. I like it. I think it looks fantastic. On the back side, we have some more chips. Take a nice close look at that. Very good. It comes with an 8 gigabyte SD card. Extremely small by today's standards, but certainly probably very adequate, and I think it's convenient that it would have one, so you don't have to get another one and potentially format it, I would guess. But we're going to find out when we start using it, because I know nothing of this. So let's take a nice close-up look here at the back of the board, because I don't think there's good pictures of the back of the board online, so we like to give good pictures here at Forgotten Machines in our videos. That's right. Let's make sure we can see what that big chip is right there. There we go. Okay. And then the front side, a little bit of a closer look there. And again, I always like to get a nice close-up on at least the larger chips, if not all chips. Okay. Oh, we'll get that one too. And there it is. Let's see what else is in the box, shall we? We'll put this back in the anti-static, we're going to call it a anti-static folder or sheath. It's not quite a bag, but good enough. Good enough. What else do we have in here? Aha! We have some extra things. We have some probably little legs, I would imagine. We're going to find out more about what those are soon. We have a very nice bezel. Look at that. And this one came with a holder, which looks like it matches the 3.5, 3.5 inch floppy disk form factor. So that's pretty cool. Definitely 3D printed, but it certainly looks like a nice job nonetheless. Have a nice close-up look there. We will in a minute. Let's see what else we have. We have some screws for mounting, probably into this, no doubt. Have a good look at those. And there's something else in here. Let's see what it is. Ooh, look at this. This is a different size. Aha! For the larger. Well, it fits, you know, at least your 5.25 inch floppy size slot, your half height MFM ST506 hard drive, just like this actually. Looks like it fits that slot very nicely. Fits that size. You get the general idea. They're certainly going for that size. So we get two sizes of holders, the 3.5 and we'll call it the 5.25, but this is definitely a 3.5 inch floppy size because that's pretty much what it was made for. But then the larger half height bay from more vintage computers, which is excellent because it is, after all, emulating things that are potentially that old, or at least it's designed to, it's supposed to. So there we have it. Let's take a closer look here at a few things. So, you know, that's a nice white one. I kind of like the look of that. Again, 3D printed, but very nice job. Oh, look, we have two options. I didn't see that the first time. Two options for front bezels. And it looks like that's a 3M sticky, I'm going to call it a film. I'm not exactly sure what the adhesive sheet is, but it's certainly from an adhesive sheet. I guess we could figure it out from the 468M. We can see exactly what they started with here. Very nice. Peel and stick. I like that. Looks very convenient. Without the zoom lens, we'll have a close-up look on these two things. All right. So there we have it. There it is. The DREM. Now, one of the things I noticed is that there was a conspicuous lack of printed instructions of any kind in the box. But that's okay, because the year is 2021, and we have the internet. So let's check out their website and see what we can find, shall we? And here it is. The one and only HDD and floppy disk drive emulator in the universe. And it might be the case, yes. Notice it doesn't say anything about being a reader. So we're all skeptical that there's any procedure whatsoever to be able to read a hard drive with this and create an image that you later emulate. Something that David Gesswein's reader emulator is very, very good for, thus the reader part of the reader emulator. DREM is a perfect SDD-based replacement for any FM, MFM, M2FM, RLL, and ARLL drive. Excellent. And we're going to put that to the test. The purpose of DREM is to help passionate people give a second life to their treasured hardware. Well, that's certainly us here at Forgotten Machines, so we're going to give it a real passionate test. Not only will your esteemed gear receive new life, its new hard drive will be much faster and more reliable, absolutely quiet and consume less power. Well, quite frankly, I don't think that's nearly as much fun. The less power thing, okay. But absolutely quiet? Oh, come on now. The clankety, clankety, clickety, ka-chunkety sound of those big old MFM ST506 Winchester hard drives, those are a romantic sound that an emulator just can't reproduce and doesn't even try. So something is definitely going to be lost there. Sure, okay, quiet's good, but not here at Forgotten Machines. We like the noisy, original, clunky sounds as they would have been 30, 40, and 50 plus years ago. Able to automatically back up and recover data. Well, I imagine that that's going to be done just through the saving of the emulator file itself, the file that is the drive emulation. You just copy that, and there's your backup. Easy to install in existing 3.5 or 5.25 inch ports. Yes, we saw that, or we will see that. The easy-to-install drive is designed to fit in your hardware device's existing port to replace 3.5 or 5.25 inch floppy disk drives using the included adapter. DREM uses removable SD cards, and its firmware can be upgraded via USB. It only requires 5 volts of power. A 5-volt power supply and data transfer rates can be adjusted between 250 and 1,000 kilobits per second. Is it kilobits or kilobytes? I don't know. We got to check. Small b there. Kilobits or kilobytes? Somebody tell me. Or maybe we'll look it up online. Depending on whether the matching encoding method is FM, MFM, or MMFM. Oh, okay. The emulated track configuration is programmable, and DREM allows the simultaneous use of HDD and FDD functions. Check more technical specs here. Oh, we're certainly going to do that. How does it work? Technical specs, computing platform interfaces, FDD emulation, supported devices, HDD emulation, and more supported devices. Okay, well it looks like, yes, we should be able to scroll through and see everything that's on that menu there. DREM is based on the high-performance FPGA platform and does not require the use of a PC for any file encoding operations. DREM uses DSK image files, which contain the raw dump of the disk. Of a disk. Excellent. The raw image consists of a sector-by-sector binary copy of the source medium, and since DSK files hold no additional data beyond the disk contents, DREM uses an additional CFG file to obtain disk geometry and encoding information. That should be very interesting to hack into. DREM is equipped with a VGA output, PS2 keyboard input, ooh, very nice, and file manager software. A user can browse the SD card and insert DSK images into virtual drives. Use of a monitor and keyboard is optional. DREM may load default configuration from file on PowerUp. With an optional VGA monitor and PS2 keyboard, users may access a live transaction log and monitor drive activity in great detail. At any time, a user may start or stop capturing log data into the file on the SD card, which is very useful for analyzing low-level format information. And we'll certainly be taking advantage of that here as well. DREM comes with many CFG files for frequently used host computers. However, if you are not quite sure about the low-level format of a particular host, DREM will provide an analysis in a log file captured during low-level format operations. That's LLF. Oh yes, low-level formats. Well, we'll just have a look here. Look at all those beautiful ports. Very nice. VGA, USB-C, PS2, oh yes. RTC battery, I imagine that stands for real-time clock. Very nice. These are all the things I would expect to see on here and more. So let's look at these technical specifications. Next FTD interface. I wonder if that's the next computer that we might know of here in the vintage. Wonder if that's the NEXT computer, the next computer designed by Steve Jobs during his sabbatical from Apple. Probably. But we digress. Let's keep moving on here. Oh yes, the computing platform. Xilinx. Did I pronounce that right? Xilinx Spartan 6 XC 6SLX25. I have never even heard of that before. But we're going to find out and learn about it. We're going to learn all about it. Most types and sizes are supported. Usable space is limited to 32 gig, which is your FAT32 limitation. SPI 20 to 40 megabits per second. I guess that's what that would say, right? And it actually says bit, B-I-T. So that's more obvious. It's megabit and it's not megabyte. Monitor is optional, 15-pin VGA. Oh, yes. Keyboard and mouse, there you go. Power up ready time, 7 seconds. That's pretty fast. Here's the various pins. Floppy disk, 34-pin, I'd expect that. The hard disk, 34-pin and 20-pin. Now what's interesting is it's a 20 and a 34. So you notice how it says 2x24? I wonder if this is a typo on the site, because as I'm holding it in my hand here, it's definitely a 20, not a 24. So I'll bet that's just a typo on the site. Yeah, definitely a 20, not a 24. Let's have a look back up here. See, we have the 26-pin HDD, so that's for a JVC model. I know nothing about this, but we can learn. Hard drive control, hard drive data, hard drive data. Oh, look, data 0 and data 1. Yeah, these are definitely 20 pins, not 24 pins, so that has to be a typo. And there's the DEC-RLV. Not sure what that is, but on the board it says P100 ALV12. So we're going to have to learn more about that as well. Interface modes. Well, they mentioned the next, so I guess that would be it. And since it supports that, maybe it's some kind of special floppy drive configuration. Shugart, IBM PC, Amiga, Next, DEC, RX50. Well, we're going to push that envelope, because we're going to be using this on machines that chances are it has never been used on before. And we're going to see how well it holds up. I can honestly say that none of the devices that we're going to be spending time on here at Forgotten Machines are actually listed here. And that's why I'm so curious if we can make them work. Supported devices. These look like MFM controller boards, maybe for the IBM PC compatible. See, so this is really very encouraging. Western Digital WD-1010 based controllers, any sector size. CRC16. So, you know, the fact that, the Western Digital 2010, the fact that a lot of the machines that we work with here, have worked with so far here at Forgotten Machines, do have that chip in it. As a matter of fact, I'm looking at the UNIX PC here right by me, the wall UNIX. That's right, the wall UNIX. And I do see that it does have that. Okay, so it looks like that is enough for technical specifications. So let's go back and see where we left off. And we have downloads. We could download the brochure. We could download the DREM user manual and download the latest software, where I think we're going to be doing all three. So let's just do that now. And I'd have to say that that's enough DREM review for today. So let's put a comma here and pick up on the next video. As always, thanks for watching.